Good morning, sunshines. Good morning. We're on day 14 of getting very, very smart and gaining all kinds of wisdom. Day 14. I know you guys are going to take a second. So I just got coffee, guys. I just got coffee. I think I might be a couple minutes early today. I really don't know why I'm early because I'm super tired, but I'm early. You guys, while we're waiting for people to log on, look at my cup. Today is my cheat day. Today is my cheat day. When we saw this cup in the store, my kids wanted me to buy it because I have cheat days, food cheat days, where I'll eat, whatever I want. It's pretty funny. Today is my cheat day. Today is not my food cheat day. I've been cheating a lot with my food lately. So it's not, but I love this cup. And it's like the perfect size and it's like really thin. So I love it. Okie doke. Y'all are logging on. Good morning. You got your nails redone. You guys really pay attention. I did. I went for hot pink this time. I love getting my nails redone. With 4 kids, you have to have a mommy timeout. And getting my nails done is sort of my mommy timeout where I can go and I can sit and I'm not bothered. And it's kind of my alone time, even though you're in a salon with lots of people. And it's awesome. It's awesome. And I need it. When you have 4 kids, you need a hot second every once in a while. So we're in Proverbs 14. I am loving this so much. Proverbs. I love Proverbs 14. I love the whole book of Proverbs. I hope you guys feel like you're getting smarter because you are gaining wisdom. You are gleaning wisdom from good old Solomon, who tells it like it is and is not afraid to offend you in the best way. Okay. Solomon is our mentor. Solomon is our guy who is he's going to tell you like it is. He's not politically correct. He is truth correct. Okay. He is severely honest. And we need that. We need someone to kind of get in our faces and just tell us the truth, especially right now. We need truth. And Solomon is our guy. And you can't argue with Solomon because he's been dead a really long time. And so, his words are out there. I love Proverbs 14. I actually have read ahead. And even though I've read the Proverbs hundreds of times, literally hundreds of times, I'm still excited about tomorrow. I'm excited about Proverbs 15. So please keep on. There are literally thousands of you that are reading the Proverbs with me, which is amazing. But Proverbs 14, so we kind of have a collection of Solomon's wisdom here again, where it kind of, it's a little bit themed, but it almost looks as if Solomon is just kind of throwing thoughts together. And when you're the wisest man in the world that will ever live, you can do that because you're Solomon. But this is just another collection of his couplings that look at what happens with the righteous and what happens with the wicked. I told you a couple days ago. I love that he talks about consequences of the wicked. I love that. If you're righteous, this will happen. If you're wicked, this is going to happen. Okay. You will have a consequence for that because our life does have consequences. When you live according to the word of God, you have good consequences. When you live according to wickedness or foolishness, as Proverbs put it, or folly, as Proverbs put it, you will have bad consequences. That is the way God set up life. You don't get a free pass, okay? There's a reason why he says, live according to his word. So these are two that I just drew out of Proverbs 14. Now, Proverbs 14 is long, and there's so much to it. And so read it a couple of times. I think I've already read it 3 times. Before I even came on, to talk to you guys. So this is the one I want to highlight today, Proverbs 14:12. This is kind of a famous one. If you go to church regularly, which I hope that you do, and hopefully your pastor is talking about wisdom right now. And I'm sure that he is. This is one that is talked about a lot from the pulpit. There is a way, Proverbs 14:12, that seems right to man or woman. There is a way that seems right to man, but its end is the way of death. I have to look and see which version I'm reading from this morning. There is a way that seems right to man, but its end is the way of death. I thought that this was a wonderful proverb for today. There is a way that seems right. It seems as if I should do this. It looks like I should make this decision. Right now, based on what I see with my eyes, it looks like I should head in this direction. Without consulting God, this one proverb will get you in a lot of trouble. There is a way, from my perspective, from my view, when I'm looking with my temporal eyes, there is a way that seems right, but its end is the way of death. I have another version that I memorized this verse from that says it differently. But its end is the way of death. Now, I'm just going to be really blunt and honest with you. Affairs happen this way. I've been married to my husband or wife for X amount of years. And then all of a sudden, Mr. High school sweetheart comes into the picture. And wow, I have all these emotions and everything. And I'm drawn away. And wow, it seems as if I should, or you should, entertain this extra relationship. It seems as if I should do this. Another thing is a direction, like, should I move or should I not? It looks as if I should, from everything that I see, my job is stable right now. How many people said this in January and February? I should get that more expensive house. I should get that more expensive whatever. It looks as if everything's fine. It looks as if everything is stable. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to max myself out financially. And then, Corona hits and everyone loses their job. When we make decisions based on what seems, it is not the best way to make a decision, okay? But its way is the end of death. I will say this, going along with the crowd. It seems as if this is a good thing. It seems, you ever have like a group of friends that you sit around the table and they're all talking about something and it just doesn't sit right with you, but they're all talking about it and it sounds good what they're saying. It sounds as if you should be on board with what they're saying, but you're just not. And you don't want want to sort of chime in because you know what the word of God says. So you just kind of keep quiet and they go along with the way that they're thinking. It seems as if they are right, but it just doesn't sit right with you. This is happening left and right in our world today. It seems as if there is a way that seems right to a man, but in the end, its way is death. We have got to listen to the Spirit of the living God that is inside of us. How many times have I looked at some situation in Eddie and I's life or in my life, and I looked at it and I said, well, this seems like the right way, but God, is it? Is this the right way for us? Is this the right decision for us? Is this the right path for us? And I'm telling you what, time and time again, what seems right, it contradicts what is right, what the Spirit of God tells me personally. In December, we do a word of the year for the ministry, and it was one of those weird words. The word that God gave me at the beginning of the year in December, and I actually knew it in November. It was very strong in my spirit. I was like, whoa, this is weird because I know it in November, and typically I don't know it until December for the following year. Explode was the word. God said, this is going to be the year of explosion. Now, you could take explode in a good way or in a bad way, but I was very hesitant when it came to rolling out plans this year because I just was like, what does that word mean? Little did I know that a virus was going to explode in March and shut the whole world down. But who knew that? God knew that. There's a way that seems right to man, but we've got to consult the living God, and we've got to consult his word in order to counsel us on if it is right or not. There's a way that seems right, but its end is death. I just love that. It's a hard truth, but you know what? Hello, it's Proverbs. It's Solomon. Solomon said it, not me, so you can be mad at him, okay? The next one is kind of goes along those same lines, and I love this because I think I had a long conversation with a young woman yesterday. She was 22 years old. And we were talking about the youth of today, and I love the youth of today. There is no one more passionate. There is no one more willing to jump in and sort of offer their time. But when you are young, and listen, I'm young. I'm 39 years old. That's why I'm doing Proverbs. But I've lived a little bit of life. I have 4 children. I've been married for 16 years. So I've lived a little bit of life. And we're talking about the youth of today. This is the next one I want to talk about. The naive believes everything. This is Proverbs 14:15. But the sensible man considers his steps. Proverbs 14:15. Proverbs 14:15. The naive believe everything, but the sensible man considers his steps. This goes right along with Proverbs 14:12. There is a way that seems right to man, but its end is the way of death. The naive believe everything. Now, no one wants to say, I'm naive. Who's going to say that? If you're naive, raise your hand. No one wants to say that about themselves. No one wants to believe that about themselves. But you can answer this question yourself. Do you believe everything? If you tend to believe everything, I hate to say it, but that's the definition of naive. When you're looking at Proverbs 14:15, and it's telling you the naive believe everything, it is a perfect warning for where we're at now. Let me just scroll you through Facebook for a minute and all of the clickbait that's out there. Most of us don't even click on it. We read the headlines and we're like, oh my goodness, what's Trump done now? Oh my goodness, what's Biden done now? Oh my goodness, what's the corona done now? Oh my goodness, what is, everyone's dying left and right. And I'm not downplaying what is happening in our world today, because there's some crazy stuff happening in our world today. But if you're naive, you will have horrible days consistently because you believe everything. Oh my goodness, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? Can you believe this is happening? And before you know it, you're believing things that aren't true. You're believing lies. You're believing an article that could potentially be written by a 12-year-old that has a catchy title because you're naive. Now, this is a hard truth, and I don't even want to say this to you, but right now is the wrong time to believe everything, okay? Right now, I'm going to say that again, is the wrong time to believe everything. I stopped watching the news. I watch it once a week because I like the news. I like to be informed. That's just the way God made me. I like to know. But after the news seemed to lie a few times, and I'm not just talking about one channel, multiple channels, when everything was what am I trying to say? Sensationalized all the time. I can't live like that. I'm not going to live like that. I can choose to turn it off. And what I started doing, rather than believing everything, because in the beginning of all this corona stuff, we were glued to our TVs. A lot of us were glued to the news station because we were desperate for truth. We were desperate for hope. But once they lie to you one or two times, you're kind of like, wait a minute, this isn't consistent. This isn't adding up. What is going on here? What I started doing myself is my own research. I would go to reputable sites and not believe the first thing that I hear, rather do research for myself, so that I could help lead my family. And the naive one believes everything. I got to be honest with you. Everything that is being put out all the time, every day, is not 100% true. So you have to be a good steward of your life and a good steward of your mind, and you need to do research for yourself. Now, this does not just apply to corona. This could apply when a friend comes up to you and says, did you hear about so-and-so and about what's happening in their marriage and about what they did and who's talked to who and who's having an affair and stuff like that? You're naive. And so if you are naive, you stand there and you're just like, oh my goodness, I didn't know. Wow, that's crazy. I never say that when someone tells me something about someone else, ever. I don't even allow people to sit and to talk to me negatively about other people. This is what I will do. Okay. Have you talked to them about this? Okay. If you haven't talked to them about this, why are you talking to me about this? I can go myself and check your facts with truth. A naive person believes everything. A naive person believes clickbait. A naive person believes 180 characters and doesn't do their own research. That is someone who is naive. And I fear we have a large group of people right now that are just believing everything. And so we're caught in this constant this constant circle of negativity, this constant circle of fear, this constant circle of, oh my goodness, the world is ending, this constant circle of anxiety. We're caught up in that. Why? Because we're not doing our own research. So I'm telling you now, the naive believes everything. But the sensible man considers his steps. Just consider what you're hearing. consider it before you draw a conclusion, before you let it ruin your day, before you let it affect your relationship. It's kind of like with my kids. I have 4 kids. I'm a professional mother. If Haven comes up to me, who's 5, and she said, which actually this just happened yesterday. Actually, it happens every day. Mom, Moses, who's my other 5-year-old, did this, 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 and this. Would I be a good mom if I just sat there and let her badmouth her brother without seeing if what she's telling me is factual? No. This is what I do. Mo, we call him Mo. We call him Mo. We call him Mosey Pie. We call him, that child has so many different names. It's really funny, but I'll say, Mo, come here. Haven just told me that you did this, 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 and this. Is that true? And he'll look at me with his little puppy dog eyes, which are so cute, and they're really hard to say no to. And he'll say, yes, Mom, I did that. Or, no, I didn't do that. And then I sit there and ask the Spirit of God to discern to me, okay, Lord, who's right, who's not right, and move on based on what the Spirit says. A naive person believes everything. But the sensible man considers his steps. The naive believe everything. A sensible man considers his steps. The older I get, the less I believe, unless it's straight from the Word of God, because the Word of God is tried and true, and it never has failed me, and it never will, and it says it's true, and it is, and 100% of the prophecies of the Old Testament that have needed to happen to date have happened. It has proved itself true, okay? But when it comes to the world, I always do my research, because I want to be someone that people come to for truth. And I know that you do too. Okay, so that's my Proverbs for today. I'm super excited about tomorrow. My family will be traveling the next few days to do a last hurrah before school starts. So I will be in a new location tomorrow, but I'm super excited about you guys joining in tomorrow as well. And read Proverbs 14 a couple of times. Allow it to change you. Go in with an unoffended spirit. Go in and say, Lord, show me. Am I naive? You don't have to be a naive person to have moments of naivety. Do you know what I'm saying? Am I being naive in the situation? If you're believing everything, you probably are. A naive person believes everything, but you also can be naive in specific situations. Read it a couple times. Allow the word to change you. Don't shut it and get mad and whatever. This is truth. This is Solomon. God put this in here for us. It's like wisdom. Remember, wisdom set a table, and she's saying, "Come on in and sit down and have dinner with me." So read Proverbs 14, and then tomorrow I'll see you back with Proverbs 15. Love you.